Greetings and welcome to this edition of
Positronic.
I'm Barry P. Cook, and I'm here to talk about the latest episode of The Flash, entitled The One with the 90s. The basic premise of this episode is that while trying to figure out some way of helping Barry or solving the problem of the day, two members of Team Flash get trapped back in the 90s and have to find their way back to the present. This wasn't a great episode. For one thing, there was no Flash in it, really, if at all. And it just wasn't anything special, but I did make some notes as I was watching. The first of those was, is this The Flash or Legends of Tomorrow? Because in the opening, you see dinosaurs and you see medieval knights, and that's kind of the stuff they do on Legends of Tomorrow. Anyway, turns out the reason there was no Flash in this episode is, of course, the fact that Barry is still out of it. He's still in his self-induced coma, trying to heal from whatever injury he sustained at the end of the previous episode. The whole while this is going on, we're still sort of interacting with Nora, his mom, who I guess is the personification of the Speed Force and long has been, but now she's out of the Speed Force, or I don't get it. She freaks me out, I know that. But there was a cute scene with Frost and Caitlin where they're roomies and they're sort of dealing with each other's little quirks about playing music and artwork and stuff like that. So that was kind of funny. I suspect they're going to make more of that situation as time goes by. Then we finally get to the part where Cisco and I think it's Charles is his name are back in the 90s. And it was mildly interesting. The 90s jokes were funny, but you know, and it seemed like they were making stuff up as they went along. His name's Chester, not Charles. I just figured that out. But the scene with him and his dad was nice, but there was no Flash. The Nora moments were sweet, you know, between her and Iris, but no Flash. Another thing that made the episode kind of fun was the rest of Team Flash got like transformed into 70s versions of themselves, though they remained in the present, which I didn't understand, but that's Joe, Caitlin, Iris. I mean, it was pretty funky, to put it in a term that would have been used in the era. By the end, of course, Barry's back. He comes out of the coma and seems to be fine. And they talk about how the villain this week, who Cisco and Chester had to sort of defeat in the episode, was a time force, but also a force of nature, like not an artificial force, like a time god or something. I don't know what this season is about. These creatures that are showing up as manifestations of different forces. But there was a funny line. I think it was Snow who says, I don't know if she's Xena Warrior Princess. It was kind of funny. I can't remember who said it exactly, but it was a funny line about Xena Warrior Princess. But that's really all I have to note about this episode. No Flash sucked, and the rest of the episode was unremarkable. So I don't know. Hopefully next week's episode will be better. Only time will tell, but that's all I have to say about this. So I'm out of here. Until next time, I say peace and long life.